Hey everybody, it's Harry from Slappy Daddy BBQ, the YouTube channel that teaches you how to master barbecue so you can spread barbecue love in our ongoing series on the tallow wrap method proposed by Jeremy Yoder. I've spoken to Jeremy and we continue to do more experiments to see if we can gather more data points. In this experiment, I'm doing a viewer request about the Texas boat and the Texas crutch. So I'm going to cook 4 briskets and show you guys the differences between the tallow wrap, the Texas boat naked, the Texas boat with tallow wrap, and the last one is a tallow wrap with the Texas crutch. So join me in this episode to see which method of wrapping reigns supreme against the tallow wrap method. Go ahead and season our brisket. I'm going to use some consomme prep here, just like a beef, concentrated beef broth, and we're going to supercharge the flavors. That's how you get some special extra oomph on your meats before you start cooking. I'm going to use the beef consomme as a smear. You can use mustard also if you like. Worcestershire is fine, but using a product like this from soupbase.com, they are my co-packer based in Cleveland, Ohio, and they sell these products called different bases, and you can use a au jus prep base, which is a beef base. You can use beef concentrate, but this consomme works really well. So if you run a restaurant, you just mix it with hot water and you have consomme stock that you can use in your restaurant. But this is a great tip if you guys want to follow this to supercharge the flavor in your brisket. Gives it a super extra beefy flavor. Also acts as a nice smear. It's kind of pasty. You can get your rub to really stick onto the meat before you cook it. Alright, let's get some of my First Place USA Moolah beef rub. This one helped me win First Place Brisket Cup, KCBS. Beat about 5,000 teams to first place. And it has a lot of special ingredients, which I'm going to tell you. Don't tell anybody. It's got things like shiitake mushroom for umami. Contains the guanolates in the shiitake, naturally occurring. I also have Worcestershire powder. Also a little bit of citric acid, celery seed. That's why you can see all the fantastic smoke ring on my brisket. That's because of this product here. It's a pretty decent rub. A lot of you have tried it. You guys like it, you know. So you guys know that a lot of the help that you guys give me in terms of sponsorship, buying my products, a lot of this goes towards charity. I use barbecue for philanthropy because I already have a job. So I have a day job. I build data centers for a living. So I do barbecue kind of on the weekends and nights to pass some barbecue love in the world, also to help a few charities along the way. So thank you so much for your help, especially the ones from my Patreons who kind of crowd sponsor my channel. You're the reason why I can go out and spend $300 and do a video like this, because the meat's really expensive, but a lot of it goes to first responders at the end, so it's all good, all for good cause, because I obviously cannot eat all this meat. Even Mr. Beans, no matter how hard he tries, he's not going to be able to eat a lot of this. When we do a boat, we put some liquid in it, fill the boat. Our 4 briskets are ready. The first one is our control, the tallow wrap. This one is the Texas boat with a little bit of beef broth at the bottom. Then we have the combination of the tallow wrap together with the Texas boat. And the last one, we did the tallow wrap with the Texas crutch, which is AKA just wrapped in foil. So this is the double layer. So here's 4 briskets. We're going to put it into get some BTU. At this point, you can put it back in the pit at 275, or if you want to save money like I do and more for convenience, just go ahead and put it in the oven, because we always say BTU is BTU is BTU. So save some fuel, just leave it in the oven. After about 2 to 2.5 hours of BTU, we're done with the tallow, the boat, the Texas wrap and boat, as well as the Texas crutch. Let's cut it up and give it a taste test. Alright, you guys can see the difference in color. This one is the tallow wrap. Second one is the Texas boat. Third one is a tallow wrap with the Texas boat. And then the fourth one is the tallow wrap with the Texas crutch. So looking at the appearance, what I can notice is that these two are darker in terms of the color of the bark, and these two are lighter in terms of the bark. And the color of the smoke ring is about the same. I think it's all pretty good. And the bark has retained the darkness on the wrap and on the boat, the naked boat, I'm sorry. And then this one, the wrapped boat, tallow wrapped with the boat, not so much on the bark. You can see the color here. Let me see, you can see the two color, a little bit darker, a little bit lighter. This one is also pretty light. So the tallow wrap and the Texas boat have the same kind of a bark color, and this one is the double wrap with the tallow wrap, as well as the Texas crutch. So Texas crutch, Texas boat, both also wrapped. This one is just the one sitting in just the naked boat. There's such a thing, Texas naked boat, and that's the tallow wrap. So you can see the color. It's important. I know you guys are obsessed over such details. And in terms of appearance, smoke ring about the same, bark a little bit darker on the tallow wrap, as well as the Texas boat. So for the score for appearance, I think that if you compare side by side, obviously the darker ones looks a little bit better in my opinion. So let's now move on to see if we can taste it, to see what it tastes like. Just wait, beans, okay? You'll get your turn in a little bit. Now the tough job, somebody's got to do it. I'm going to eat my way through all these different pieces here, let you guys know the result. Try here. So this one is the normal tallow wrap. Absolutely beautiful brisket. Tallow wrap. Nice drape. Perfectly tender. Ooh, that's really good. Eat the point muscle, the fatty and the lean. So I'm gonna eat the fatty now. Amazing, amazing brisket. But this one is the one that is the naked Texas boat. So no wrap, just sitting in a boat with about 10 ounces of beef broth. Also looks pretty good. Not as tender as the other one. So let me pull this one. Yep, pretty good. Eating my way through the point and the flat muscle, or the burn ends. You make it in a cube. Very good. So this one is the one from the tallow wrap with the Texas boat. So combining the boat with the wrap, tallow wrap. Nice and tender. Looks very good. Super delish also. So the last one is both. We use the Texas crutch, which is just wrapping it in foil. And then before we did in Texas crutch, we wrapped it in the tallow paper wrap. All right, I'm gonna go back and eat the second round. Okay, I've eaten my way through about 3 times to see what the differences are in these 4 methods of wrapping your brisket. You got paper, you got the boat and wrap, and then both the foil and the Texas crutch together with the paper. Look, so for those of you who don't want to listen to me talk, I just give you the conclusion. The winner today is going to be the drum roll, number 1, the tallow wrap. So among the 4 samples I ate, in terms of the smoke ring, about the same. The bark is best on the tallow wrap and the Texas boat naked, not the Texas boat wrap. I didn't like the kind of the bark. In terms of the taste, they kind of taste the same. But in terms of texture, I think that for today's sample, again, please, this is only one of each. So this is not scientific nor mathematically rigorous because the sample n equals 4, not a statistically valid sample. In today's experiment, I'm leaning towards the regular tallow paper wrap. We did a little bit of mop and wrap. This seems to be a very good technique. So number 1 will be the tallow wrap. Number 2, right, interesting enough, is going to be the naked Texas boat. That was, I think, the best. And then these two are kind of a tie. The one for the paper wrap in the boat, as well as the paper wrap in the Texas Crutch, which is the foil, is kind of sort of a tie. In terms of the relative ranking, I know you guys will ask me, so in terms of the best, if this was the number 10, the tallow wrap was the number 10, the Texas boat naked, I would rank a very close, say number 9. And then these two will be like 8. So 10, 9, and 8 is the score that I'm reaching. If you guys want to try this at home, I will be interested to hear your results because this is just a very tiny little test. There's so many variable factors, including your pit, your wood, your meats. This is 4 different briskets. So somebody's gonna out there gonna say, Harry, it's a wrong test because you use 4 different briskets from 4 different cows. Yes, I know. So this is just an anecdotal test. So please don't send me all the hate mail saying the test is wrong. In today's particular example, the tallow paper aged out all the other options for wrapping. When you guys wrap, let me know how you guys like to wrap, and then let me know what is your favorite method. I know that everything in barbecue is a 3-hour argument and Jerry Springer fist fight. So I know you guys out there will say you swear by one particular wrap. You're a boat guy, you know, boat gal. You're gonna say all the other methods are trash. My method is the best, and the boat is the best. So there are a lot of diversities in cooking barbecue, a lot of diversity in cooking wraps. What I want to impart upon you, more importantly, in my series of episodes is really not kind of how you cook it and what you cook, but the process that you use to reach brisket perfection. I have no special talent. I won a lot of contests and I won it through sheer brute force. I experiment. I'm not afraid to go out and cook brisket 1,000 times to see whatever results I can get to get that little bit of an edge. So today I learned something in terms of these 4 different wrap methods. I hope you did too. Enough of me now, so let me see if Beans wants to try some of these briskets. I know you guys have been accusing Beans of favoring left to right eating, so I'm gonna put it in a circle today. I'm actually gonna give him 2 samples of each. So this little puppy here is number 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we'll see what Mr. Beans goes for in terms of his choices here. All right, Beans, I have samples 1 through 4. I gave you 2 samples of each. So I want you to taste it carefully and then let me know which one you like the best, okay? So take your time. All right, he's going, oh, he went pick number 1, number 4, number 3, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 3. All right, so there you have it. That's Beans. He went for number 1, which is what I went for too. So amazingly, he did not go for the one on the left. He went for the one in the center. So for those of you who have your hypothesis that he eats from left to right, I hope this little exercise or little modification helps in randomizing Mr. Bean's judging. Thanks for stopping by, watching my episode. And again, a huge shout out to my Patreons who are sponsoring my channel to provide the funding needed to go buy all these briskets. I probably spent over $1,000 buying meat already. But I know that in a quest for knowledge, there is no shortcut. You just have to cook it before you know it. Don't believe me. Don't believe people. Cook it yourself so you can know. Leave me comments below. Let me know your questions and let me know what kind of wrap style you like. And we'll continue these tests until we reach brisket perfection together.